All right. So the first thing I want to do is be able to seed my database in general. I don't care. So I'm going to set that up first. Right, so now I have some data I can push. I want to do the opposite of that too, which is this down here. So I can remove it if I want. Users. This is referring to the table, by the way, users table, not the model. Okay, so there's my file. So if I go to my config, I need to make sure I have the right database name for my local, which is Heroku example. I made that a minute ago. So I could seed my own local by running db seed, db:/seed:all, and that will run all my seed files. Oh, let's go to. Need two things here. Created at. It's going to be a new date. So we're just going to pop that in there, and then updated at. It's going to be the date as well. All right. So now if I run this, there we go. So I could look at my actual database now on my computer. How do I get out of this account? So one thing I've never actually done in so SQL Pro. There we go. So I can choose my local now. And Heroku example should be there. Gosh, I have so many databases. There we go. There's all my dummy data that I just made locally for myself so I could do testing locally. At this point, I'm going to do it on Heroku. So we're going to get ourselves ready. So I'll make sure I have a package JSON and it has a start script because Heroku requires this. Other than that, though, I should be fine to do a basic push-up. So I'm going to say Heroku create. It's going to generate me an app. So I'm going to go find this app. I have made 1,000 of them, so you can see. That's why I usually just do a search and find it. Let's go to resources. Find JawsDB, add that on as a free version. I'm going to click on that. That opens up the JAWS DB information page, which gives me all of my connection stuff. So I'm going to grab this stuff, host, come back over to my config JSON and set this all up in my production object. So here I'm going to pop this in. Username. Password. Oops. And database. There we go. Okay. So one thing I'll need to do is to create my database or create my tables on Heroku. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell my server.js to run, but I'm going to run it through production. So I'm going to say node underscore environment equals production. And then I'm going to say node server.js. And that should connect to my, you can see how it connected to my Heroku database and actually created the table for me. So here's what you can do to check this. So if I come back out of SQL Pro and let's go back into it, I'm going to hop into a Heroku connection instead. And I'm going to put my information there again real quick. So database is this, password, username, host, and then let's connect to that. So you can see now I have a users table on Heroku. All right, so now I want to push some data to it. It's really as easy as this. So we go to terminal and I say run in production and run Sequelize db seed all. And now if we go back to our Heroku database and refresh it, there we go. We have some data in there now. Cool stuff. And I recorded that.